All-Star night on the short track, and we're under green at Bristol.
Keep your eye on this guy in that blue 47. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. already 3 wide. Christopher Bell 4 wide going into turn 1.
4 wide at
Boyer
Bristol?
going after it.
Wow.
The one thing you can't do, Mike, here early in these opening laps is take yourself completely out of this whole night. Well, we heard Boyer. Oh, we got one sideways. Reddick got almost turned around by Chris Buescher. Oh, man, does the 8 of Reddick have an issue? Maybe a tire down?
Got a tire going down or what, but we're sideways as shit. Still inside.
Brennan Poole to the inside of him in the 15, and here comes Daniel Suarez.
Oh, that car just has no grip.
Nope, not to start. 35 laps in each of these first 2 stages.
See, Eric Almirola starting to work on the 47 of Stenhouse Jr. Here's what happened to the 8. He just gets really loose now. Did he make contact with somebody earlier? But when you slide that big of a slide, you can really overheat that right rear tire, Mike. But I'm just wondering, yeah, I think he may have a tire going down. As much contact as he made right there, the 95 of Christopher Bell.
Now the reason we don't, and for the lead, Almirola had a look underneath McDowell, a little bump and run.
Oh, man, they almost make contact. You see McDowell did not cut him any slack. Ran Eric Almirola almost down to the apron. He's just going to run him really tight here to try to make this really difficult. And it's going to work, and here comes Stenhouse.
Boy, Ricky Stenhouse took advantage of Eric Almirola getting bottled up behind McDowell. And McDowell taking no prisoners. It's the first time he's ever led the Open, and he's here to win it.
Well, Almirola has the car. He's got the fast car. You could see him make that move. A really nice, clean pass on Ricky Stenhouse Jr. And he also is the one that ran down Michael McDowell. But getting to McDowell is one thing. Passing him is going to be something different. On board with Bubba Wallace. You can see right there, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. not able to keep his left side tires on that traction compound. The preferred lane, once it gets heated up, once the grip comes into it, those Goodyear tires really stick to it. But you cannot slip off of that.
Totally green racetrack, no practice, no qualifying, no other divisions here. So it's the first time anybody has been on track during All-Star Week at Bristol.
And Mike, you know what's coming back here real soon, and we might see it up front here with Eric Almirola, the bump and run. If Eric Almirola cannot make this pass clean, he has no other choice. Right now, I think he's got the preferred lane. He's able to hook that bottom, go right by, and take the lead.
And only one driver is going to advance from this first 35 lap stage. No competition. Caution. Run till you're done.
Mike and Jeff, I love it. I swear I believe the old Bristol is back. Look at them right around the bottom of this racetrack.
Looking at the rear bumper, Bubba Wallace to William Byron. Telling you that front bumper's, that rear bumper is going to get used up by that front bumper here tonight if they stay in this single lane around the bottom.
2 things are going to get hurt tonight: fenders and feelings. Remember Clint Boyer talking about having to come out of that 5th row. He started 9th, he's up to 6th.
When we saw that aggressive move he made, he saw an opportunity open up. When we saw Tyler Reddick slide up into Christopher Bell, ooh, that car's a little bit loose for Clint Boyer, but he made a great move, and here comes Stenhouse to the inside of Michael McDowell. That car's starting to go away, the 34 car is. Oh, he gets Stenhouse loose, though.
Jeff, they'll always go away when you got your rear wheels picked up off the ground.
So this 3-car battle, make it 4 with William Byron, and more closing in.
Well, there's a huge advantage to run right around the bottom. Oh, see Bubba Wallace moving. Michael McDowell up the racetrack. Oh, is Michael going to turn it?
Turned around and hard in the wall.
Bubba Wallace, no. Oh, McDowell's caught up in that too. Remember, Bubba Wallace in the running for the fan vote.
However, to get the fan vote, you have to have a car that is capable of racing in the All-Star race.
Well, he doesn't have one now, Mike. I don't think he can fix this car. He's getting out.
Now, you don't have to finish on the lead lap or anything else, but you have to be able to compete. And that car is done.
Destroyed. See the dejection. Bubba Wallace's demeanor as he walks back to the garage area.
17 laps in.
I'm sure there's a lot of fans there. And it is awesome to see the fans, and thumbs up from Bubba to those fans. As you can see, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. opened up the door for Bubba Wallace to get to the inside of Michael McDowell. What Michael McDowell's doing right now is just running these guys really tight. But Bubba Wallace decided, I'm going to move you up out of the groove. He does that. And it just, boy, hard to see. Bubba came up a little bit earlier on the straightaway, but then the 34 came back down and clipped him in that right rear. So here's the initial contact. Once you make that contact, Mike, you better make it significant enough to get free of that car, or there's a chance something like that's going to happen. They're going to pay back.
All right, 7 to go in this stage, and 1 is the onlyest number. That's the one that advances. Position 1, and Almirola takes off.
See what William Byron can do on the outside of Stenhouse. He's got the momentum, going to get there.
Little 3 wide again there with Dylan Priest and Bell.
Contact.
Whoa.
Oh, more contact with Tyler Reddick. Man, he's not having a great start to the Open. Opened up that hood. Almirola, boy, his car is just rolling right here, really quick.
All right, Jeff, 5 laps to go. If you can't be the leader at the end of this stage, what's your goal?
My goal is to have a car that I can get back to pit road with and make some adjustments.
Exactly. Keep it in one piece, because only the winner of the stage advances. Somebody forgot to tell Boyer that, I think, and Chris Buescher running hard with 3 to go.
I mean, I'm not sure where there's more risk, being on the inside of somebody getting loose or being on the outside and causing them to get loose.
Well, 8 wheels corner better than 4, right? Pits are closed with 2 laps to go in the stage, and Eric is Almirolaing Bristol.
Well, William Byron's tracking pretty nicely here also. He's making some gains. I don't know if he's going to be able to get to him, though.
Almirola's never transferred in from the Open. His 2 All-Star starts came as the result of Cup Series victories. Final lap.
Take care of your stuff. Good job, Eric. Good job, bud.
Tampa, Florida's Eric Almirola for Stewart Haas Racing and Ford will be in the All-Star race tonight. And we're back at it for stage 2.
Well, William Byron does not get down as low as he'd like to through 1 and 2. He might look out here and get ahead. No, he's going to stay up in that middle groove and allow Ty Dillon to maybe get a run there.
3 wide behind him. Corey LaJoie caught in the middle.
Look at this battle.
Whoa, and around goes Nemechek and Ryan Priest. That'll put us under caution. And they'll get to choose again. 3rd caution of the night. Lap 38 if you're counting at home, and we're not. We're concentrating on laps to go. We'll watch Michael McDowell in the 34.
Also watch Ryan Priest to the inside of John Hunter Nemechek. Yeah, they get 3 wide. Priest goes to turn down the corner, clips the front bumper of Michael McDowell, and that turns Michael's teammate around.
Wow.
John Hunter Nemechek in the 38.
The message to Ben Benedetto from his spotter just now: take care of your tires. We will not be pitting when this stage ends. You know what their plan is. Fast race car, they're going to stay out here in a minute.
Sure, that final stage is only 15 green flag laps. Now, it might take 50 laps to run 15 green flag laps. We'll see.
50 minutes.
But like we said at stage 1, if you can't win it, have the best possible race car under you for the next stage.
Well, for that next stage, if you're Matt DiBenedetto and you finish second here, they're going to say, well, we got some good news. You're the leader. The bad news is you're the leader.
Yeah, right. 4 to go. Byron, DiBenedetto, Austin Dillon, Clint Bowyer, Christopher Bell. Still 16 cars on the lead lap. With Garrett Smithley in the free pass position. And the pits now are closed. And Byron is closing in on Yaley and Brennan Poole. Try to put them a lap down before this one ends. 2 to go. He's got plenty of cushion. 2 seconds. Lap car is ahead.
Good, man. You can just coast. You're cool. Still good by half straightaway.
Yaley with a new sponsor there in that green and white 27. And it's William Byron beneath the green and white checkers to advance by winning a stage for the 2nd year in a row. Ready? Here we go.
Ooh, not the start at all Matt DiBenedetto wanted to get.
Gets a little bump from Bowyer.
Well, he's fighting back hard on the outside. Nice job off of turn 2.
Dillon was really loose and Bowyer is there.
Still really loose. Bowyer going to second. Closing up on the rear bumper of Matt DiBenedetto. We saw in the early few laps, Clint Bowyer's car was very fast and able to close that gap, but he wasn't able to maintain it. We'll see if he kind of takes some evasive action here or quick action to try to move the 21 car of Matt DiBenedetto.
He had a big slide off the corner last time around. And now he's right in Matt D's tire tracks.
Yeah, but you can see he's fighting that car. The back end swung around off of turn 4, actually allowed Austin Dillon to close up a bit. I think those were Bowyer's opportunities right there in those first couple laps. 3 wide.
Christopher Bell came in the pits, got tires. So did the 34 of McDowell, and they're both trying to move up, but it's a long way to go. There's your separation, but only first place matters. 5 to go.
Yeah, of all the drivers that pitted on that last caution, the furthest up that any drivers made it, it's Ty Dillon in the 13 is up to 6. The top 5 drivers right now stayed out that last caution.
Yeah, Larry, and I got to believe those crew chiefs knew that they would have needed a lot of cautions in these final 15 laps to make anything happen out of those new, fresh tires.
And if I'm a crew chief in the All-Star race, I'm putting pages in my notebook right now.
Half a second separating Clint Bowyer from a spot in the All-Star race. It's a lap by Quinn Houff.
Clint Bowyer starting to gain a little bit. I don't know if it was lap traffic or his car's coming to him. Coming to 2 to go. Oh, he missed the corner a little bit into 3 though.
Maintaining 6.
The Wood Brothers have one All-Star win, and it came from when Michael Waltrip transferred from the Open into the All-Star race. Checkered flag. And Matt DiBenedetto will advance.
Clint Bowyer over here discussing with his team right now things from that race car. Clint, the fans have spoken. They love you. You're racing in the All-Star race tonight.
Yeah, you hate to lean on them, but man, damn sure feels good to have fans back at the track. Thank you guys. Well, let's see if we can make some more noise. Damn, it's fun to be around this place. You want to talk about an all-star event, this is the right track to do it. It's only going to get better as we go here. You already saw sparks flying, tippers flaring, so I think you're going to see more of it. We got a little bit of work to do on our car, but hey, we're in it. Watch my buddy Casey Kane win at one time off a fan vote. Maybe we can do the same thing.
Alvin Kamara on the flag stand. He scored a touchdown in the Battle of Bristol. Go DW!
Boogity, boogity, boogity! Let's go racing for $1 million, boys! One more time!
That's just
It was
twice as
even better
nice.
the second time, DW.
That might be a first, boys.
It's a twofer.
Oh, we got one car already. Justin Haley up the racetrack. Oh, Cole Custer having some issues going backwards.
Alex Bowman has taken off from the field, but for Ryan Blaney.
And I do expect Ryan Blaney to be a major threat for this $1 million tonight. Trying to make a move on our leader, Alex Bowman. He goes to the inside. Going to take that lead. Blaney is a guy that has been so strong here, Mike, at Bristol. Even a month and a half ago here, he was a guy that could have won this race, got caught up in a wreck.
Matt Kenseth.
Battling his teammate Kurt Busch on the inside.
Now this first stage is 55 laps. It's the longest stage of the night, Matt.
Keselowski won here in May, but he told me the first 2/3, it's going to be old Bristol running on the bottom, but he thinks you're going to see another option open up top. He just has to be patient and survive to see it.
Patience in the All-Star race? Do those things exist? They might actually exist, Mike, in this 55-lap stage, but it's going to all go out the window once we get past this stage.
These Chevys continue to battle side by side for fourth, and now Kurt Busch pulls away, and Keselowski to the inside on Kenseth.
Yeah, I think Kenseth can hang tight in that outside lane for a few laps, but now the track has cooled down. It's gotten even faster than it was in the open. I think you're going to have to see, you're going to start to see these guys have to be on the bottom groove. Here's a move. Kevin Harvick, another guy having a phenomenal 2020 year, going by Alex Bowman.
Second place there as the glow. Oh, a spinner up and into the wall.
Kurt Busch. No damage.
He was lucky coming down the track that nobody took the nose off his number one.
Running fourth position at the time of that incident.
Caution at lap 9. And we will see at the end of this caution period the first application in the All-Star race of the choose rule, whereby not only the race leader has lane choice for the restart, but every driver will get to choose his lane. Let's see what happened to Kurt Busch here. Looked like a little, contact there.
Contact from Brad Keselowski. Does a nice job lighting up the rear tires. Ooh, almost kept it out of the wall. He did make some contact.
Doesn't appear to have much damage. And here's the aerial view from our Goodyear coverage.
Kind of got to that late to understand what materialized, what started all that, other than Brad Keselowski trying to make a move.
Oh, I go back to what Brad said last week. Don't come down on me in the corner, because I'm there.
And it might have very well been just that.
We're back under green. Blaney and Harvick take off.
Yeah, Harvick chose that outside lane. It paid off for him to get back to second place. Ooh. Wow. Brad Keselowski getting moved out of the way by Chase Elliott.
Back. Outside 18.
See Brad Keselowski get loose as Kyle Busch to the outside, but not able to complete the pass. Ryan Newman going to go by Kyle Busch.
Oh, one car in the wall, turn 1. At the back of the pack, but it bounced off and kept on going. Matt DiBenedetto.
Pretty heavy damage to the right front.
He was 15th and might have got into the back of William Byron and checking up there. The car went up the racetrack.
Here goes Denny Hamlin to the inside of Matt Kenseth, trying to make a move. Going to push the issue. That's how you get it done, Mike. Just a nice little tap.
That was smooth. Let's go back to Matt DiBenedetto and William Byron, which did not bring out a caution. The 24 just ahead of the 21 here.
Ooh, yeah, I think William checks up because a couple cars in front of him checked up. Matt DiBenedetto just could not get the car slowed down in time. That's when he made contact and sent him into the wall. 4-car, Kevin Harvick closing in on our leader, Ryan Blaney.
20 down, 35 to go. Caution laps do count in these first 3 of 4 stages, not in the final stage.
I'll be really curious to see what happens in these early stages as you're riding on board Joey Logano or Kevin Harvick coming up on our leader. Are you going to make somebody angry in stage 1? Or are you going to save that for later so you don't get any payback?
Battle for 10th place. That amber light on the back of the 48 shows that's a Chevy for Jimmy Johnson. The red light is a Toyota for Kyle Busch. I was a skeptic, but you know, I kind of like it. The blue lights are Fords. Pretty easy to find your favorite make out there.
I really like it too. I kind of wish we had Larry McReynolds' car. I'd like to see it all the way to the front.
The lights are the mullet.
Disco Larry next year. Eric Almirola, who raced in, is all the way up to 9th.
Yeah, how fast is this race car? I'm telling you, those laps that he made in that open, he was the first winner of the first stage. They were able to know the track conditions and how to work on their car, how to get the heights right to really be prepared, and it has paid off. He is flying through the field.
Kyle Busch, the defending series champ, to 9th place.
The problem, Mike, with running that high groove is if you get a little bit too high, there is no grip up top. And I think that's exactly what just happened to the 2-car Brad Keselowski. Yeah, he just got up there where it's dusty and dirty, and there was no grip. He's pretty lucky that he didn't have a bunch of right side damage after that.
Remember, no practice, no qualifying, and no other racing divisions here this week. When they dropped the green flag for the Open at 7 p.m., that was the first time cars had been on the racetrack at all.
Eric Jones has a really good looking race car right here. Look how it rolls through the middle. He's able to stay right to the rear bumper of Joey Logano. We believe Joey Logano is dealing with a very loose condition into the corner. And it's making him very vulnerable to just open up the door for some of these others to put pressure on him. There goes Eric Almirola. Logano back to 7th spot.
Ryan Blaney out front. He led 60 laps in the spring race here before spinning out in 2nd place and getting clobbered and knocked out of the race. Let's have a look at your Xfinity fastest laps tonight. In stage 1, Chase Elliott, 119.8 miles an hour. That's 15.6 seconds. Up 4 spots since the restart. Kurt Busch trying to stay on the lead lap in the number 1 as Blaney advances.
Just too many laps to go. Still 10 laps to go. I don't even think he's going to be able to really fight him. I think he's fighting that race car, Mike, is what he's fighting. Clearly more damage and upsetting the handling of that car than we anticipated.
Jeff, you're entering a corner here every 7.5 seconds. You don't have time to change your mind, do you?
No, you don't. I mean, you make that decision halfway or even further down the front straightaway and back straightaway, and as you turn off in the corner, you are fully committed. Nice battle going on here. 7th of Logano, 8th with Keselowski and Kyle Busch in 9th.
Guys, I know we're watching this battle, but Ryan Blaney, I bet he's glad there's only about 7 laps to go, because Chase Elliott at 9 is anywhere from 2 to 3 tenths a lap faster than Blaney right now.
Yeah, I thought, Larry, maybe it had something to do with him catching the 1 car of Kurt Busch, but Kurt moved completely out of the way, and you're right. Just the handling on those 2 front cars going away a little bit, especially on Blaney.
8th place battle here, Keselowski and Kyle Busch. Larry, 6 to go in this stage. Will they come to pit road?
I believe they will, Mike. I think what I'm seeing on give up on the stopwatch, I definitely think you will come at the end of this stage. I think where the real question comes if you think about pitting any more the rest of this race.
Boy, things heating up. 5 to go.
And Harvick is there. Kevin Harvick is the only driver in the top 5 older than 27.
Well, boy, you wouldn't know it. The way he's been driving the season he's having, Man, that guy is just driving as if he's as young as he's ever been out there. He's had an incredible start to this season. See Ryan Blaney coming up on Matt Benedetto, who has that damage, trying to also stay on the lead lap with 3 laps to go.
They close pit road with 2 to go in each stage. And here's Matthew Benedetto after scraping up the wall earlier, trying to hold on to the tail end of the lead lap. Now when the stage ends, there will be a free pass for the first car 1 lap down. Kurt Busch hoping it's him and not Matty D. Final lap of stage 1. And Chase Elliott pulling right up on Harvick, and there's the flag. So DiBenedetto stays on the lead lap, and Kurt Busch will be the free pass car and get his lap back. Back to green.
On here. 2 wide, half back, all clear.
Remember when we saw Kevin Harvick choose the outside lane when he was in second to get for a spin on the back straight with Newman.
Ryan Newman has wadded up the number 6 Roush Fenway Ford. That'll put us under caution for the 3rd time on lap 57.
Now, what I was going to say, Mike, is we saw Kevin Harvick. He was in second position behind Ryan Blaney on one of the restarts. He chose that outside lane in 4th and got to 2nd. That time, he actually lost 2nd place. But let's go back and check out what happened with Ryan Newman in the orange 6 Ford.
He's restarted 5th, 3rd on the inside.
Yeah, he just gets loose. Yeah, the car just stepped out from underneath him. He had a car on the outside, car right on his rear bumper.
Yeah, all right, let's watch and listen.
Outside pin. Outside.
Well, just a slow.
Outside and inside.
Just a slow, steady spin where the back tires just didn't want to grip.
All right, Ryan Newman at the tail end of the field and now determined after bringing out that caution. But he's back in at 30 to go in stage 2. Here we go.
And Blaney doesn't get a very good start. That's going to help Chase Elliott. Chase drifted a little bit wide, though, and Harvick had an issue. Harvick did not get through turns 1 and 2. Now comes Chase Elliott to the outside. Does Harvick have an issue? Chase Elliott to the lead.
Harvick just did not take off. It took him a lap and a half to find his momentum.
Keselowski firing up to the outside of Alex Bowman.
Gets a good launch off the top, but the short way around is fastest mid-corner.
I think that top lane is good for about a lap and a half, Mike, and then you better get down to the bottom. Can Brad Keselowski hang on here?
Trying to stay tight on Bowman. Takes it long into the corner, and that's not going to work for him. Not right there.
Well, it works on the exit. I think, you know, the cars are really loose getting to the very bottom lane. You can fire up to the outside, use that banking when you're in that outside lane, but then the exit usually pays off for that top lane. Not right there for Brad Keselowski, but Bowman gets loose in front of Keselowski.
Bowman loose getting back to the gas, and lucky that everybody was single file there. He's able to hold on to 4th spot. With Keselowski 5th, and you're riding with Logano 6th. A couple of Joe Gibbs Toyota teammates battling back at 8th place.
And Denny Hamlin is one of those drivers. I expect him to be a factor in this race. Let's see what happens between he and teammate. Ooh, hey, it's the All-Star race. There's no teammates in the All-Star race.
Those two have a history in the All-Star race.
Yes, they do. Almirola. Up another spot, now at 9th place, and that is right where he lined up on the restart. Gave one away and took it back. Well, Harvick has certainly found his momentum now it took that car a while to fire off. Those first 2 laps were junk.
Well, we kind of saw something similar with Blaney took off in the early stage, and Harvick took some laps before he could run him down. We see this with Kevin Harvick now, being the leader. He had a problem firing off, but his car is very good on the long runs.
Yeah, Jeff, we talked to Chase in the pre-race show earlier today, and he said that was his concern. He was so good in the spring just a few weeks ago, led 88 laps, won the first 2 stages, but he said my car was not good on short runs. He said, and we think we've improved that with some changes we've made.
But to me, you're not going to want to be good on long runs. You're going to want to be good on short runs. So Kevin Harvick and Rodney Childers, they're going to have some work to do if they're going to get this $1 million here tonight.
This stage is 35 laps. So is stage 3, the final stage, just 15 laps. So no long run strategy needed. Cole Custer in his first All-Star race. This time last week he wasn't in it. And then he won Kentucky.
Yeah, those moves that he made in the closing laps are just phenomenal. I can watch him over and over.
Yep, he was all high side at Kentucky. And
he was high side and 3 and 4 wide.
Yep, whatever it took.
Eric Jones, after that, serving that penalty on pit road, starting to make his way. He's got a fast race car. Eric Jones likes this racetrack, fast race car.
Jones' crew was over the wall too soon on their pit stop. That put him to the back on the restart. Kurt Busch's crew had an uncontrolled tire, but they were already at the back. Everybody's still on the lead lap, all 20 cars. 14 to go in stage 2.
If you want to know what loose looks like, just watch the 24 car of William Byron that last time by off of turn 4, I think it was. Man, that car was sideways. And a lot of that too, Mike, is the product of where that traction compound ends. It has a lot of grip when it takes the rubber, but as you come off of that section, now you go onto the concrete and lose all that grip. The car jumps out from underneath you.
Who will have the best finishing position? Kevin Harvick, Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, Chase Elliott.
Look how close those odds are. Hard to pick.
Matt?
Observation by Eddie DeHunt, Chase Elliott's spotter, is that Harvick may be a little bit better down in turns 1 and 2. He's able to gain some there. They're even down in 3 and 4.
Everybody thinks this track is equal on both ends. When you look at this as on a map, or if you look at it from a camera angle over the top, just looks like a half-mile, oval track. Both ends of these racetracks couldn't be more different. 3 and 4 more sweeping. The car gets a lot tighter as it gets into the banking. Turns 1 and 2, car gets really loose getting in, but then tightens up through the center and then loose off. There's different bumps. There's different banking. It's slight, but I'm telling you, as a driver, it drives a lot different.
Telemetry in for Martin Truex, 132 miles an hour into the corner. $128 miles an hour at this end.
Yeah, but about 2 miles per hour faster through the middle of the corner at that end of the racetrack. Joey Logano and Clint Bowyer sideways coming off the corner, but advantage to Clint Bowyer. We've been hearing, again, Joey Logano loose getting in the corner. Looks like his car's good off the corner, but boy, he really has to back up the entry.
Denny Hamlin closing in on this pair as they battle side by side for 6th.
Bowyer going to take that spot.
Bowyer's got a hot rod. It sure didn't look that great at the end of the Open.
I like what Denny Hamlin's doing here. Watch, he runs the bottom of this end of the racetrack. Then he'll go get some clean air and work that top groove. He's got a very good race car and able to work different sections of the racetrack. Watch this run he gets off the corner. That gives him options. That gave him an option to go to look to the inside of Joey Logano in the next corner, or he could have taken the outside if he wanted to.
Regan?
Well, Jeff, I think a big part of the reason why Denny Hamlin is able to run that line is because he's one of the few cars on pit road that I've heard say he's actually a little bit tight right now on exit with that race car. That allows him to pull it down the banking and get a better drive off the corner since he's a little tight.
Pits are closed with just 2 laps to go in stage 2. This goes by fast.
Yeah, it does.
Chase Elliott had only led 2 all-star race laps prior to tonight. He's been out in front for 27 now. 1.2 ahead of Kevin Harvick. There is the distance, first to second.
And after winning the race in Charlotte, he might have been disappointed we're coming to Bristol, but not anymore.
Only 1 caution in this stage, that for Ryan Newman, and there's the flag. Chase Elliott is the winner of stage number 2.
How about those 2 left side tires of Brad Keselowski working pretty well for him so far. Kevin Harvick looking a lot better. A lot sportier on this restart than he did the last time.
Keselowski likes the top side against his Penske teammate.
Yeah, I just kind of feel like Ryan Blaney's a bit of a sitting duck here. You even heard him on his radio talk about it, that, man, that was a mistake to stay out there when everybody else came down pit road. Oh, Keselowski gets really loose, trying to go underneath Blaney, opens up the door for the 9 of Chase Elliott. Oh, Chase is going to get into Keselowski, 3 wide.
Top of 3, top of 3, top of 3, top of 3, 2 right.
Boy, I give Harvick a lot of credit there.
Yes.
He pedaled it, knowing that it's still almost 50 laps to go.
He did not push the issue, kept the fenders on that race car. That was going to be a wreck. Chase Elliott still showing some good speed on that short run compared to Kevin Harvick. I thought he was going to go right on by the 2-car Keselowski and the 12 of Blaney. Those guys have actually pulled away. Even Matt Benedetto going up the racetrack. Did he get a little help from Denny Hamlin?
Clint Boyer up high, Eric Jones underneath, and here comes Almirola, and there's Bowman side by side with Hamlin.
This is the guy that's passing cars, Mike. Denny Hamlin. He's just wasting no time every time he gets to a car. His car's working so good. He's able to go high, go low.
Well, Jeff, when you're 7th with 42 laps to go, there's no holding back.
No, you get to him. If you've got an opportunity, you better seize it and take it immediately, as Brad Keselowski's trying to do on his teammate Ryan Blaney right here.
Blaney and Keselowski 1-2. Well, we've been looking for tonight's clean pass, but a clean pass at Bristol, well, that is a little hard to find. Well, we'll settle for just a little bump and run here. Denny Hamlin on Matt DiBenedetto.
What do you mean? That not only was that clean, that was textbook.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. That's Bristol.
Mike, he says stuff like that now that he's up in the TV booth.
Woo, look at this lead. There's a blanket over these top 4.
A foursome fighting for the lead at Bristol with 38 laps to go in the All-Star race. Chase Elliott, after you saw him pass Ryan Blaney in our side-by-side coverage, he's now jumped out to a 0.7 of a second lead over Blaney. Eric Jones 7th.
This is a guy that had to pass a lot of race cars. Had a penalty early, had to go to the back. He passed a bunch of cars before that happened, and now he's worked his way back up to 7th position. I'll tell you what, Joe Gibbs' race is looking pretty good right now. Kyle Busch is almost kind of lit on fire here in the last few laps. Maybe motivated by seeing Denny Hamlin coming up through the field, but man, he is moving forward now.
Yeah, a sudden mirror full of your teammate will do that, won't it, Jeff?
Well, especially when you compare the seasons that Kyle Busch is having versus his teammate Denny Hamlin. Keselowski making it really tough on Kyle Busch right now. As he should. $1 million.
That's right. Keselowski leaving the bottom open because he's got really good drive off the corner.
We've seen it all night, Mike. He can just power that thing into the banking no matter what lane he's using and get it turned and then have a big launch off the corner. You see Kyle Busch kind of following him up the track in turns 3 and 4.
6 laps to go in what has been a caution-free stage 3. With only a 20-car field, not a lot of lapping opportunities.
Impressed with what Ryan Blaney has been able to do on those older tires, staying in second place here if he can maintain that. But man, then the strategy, what are you going to do? We'll talk to Larry Mack about that at the end of this for that final 15-lap stage.
Kevin Harvick closing back in on Kyle Busch now as Kyle tracks Keselowski, trying to see what he might find up in that top groove. Larry, what do you think at the end of this stage? What do you want to do?
Yeah, Mike, I feel like if you're up in the top 5 to 7, you absolutely have to stay out. Now, if you're back there, say Logano, that's running 8th on back, what have you got to lose? Come on and get you 4 fresh tires. But I think 15 laps, that'll go by so fast. And I still think, regardless of what your tire situation, track position is king.
All right, pit road is closed to the end of the stage. And this continues. For third place, Keselowski's Ford against Busch's Toyota.
That's an important position for Kyle Busch to try to get for Keselowski to maintain, because if they do stay out on track, it will give him some valuable track position possibly.
Chase Elliott comes off the corner and he will win stage 3. Blaney second. And Keselowski scored third ahead of Kyle Busch. Green flag laps to settle it.
Oh, huge start for Chase Elliott. Not a good start for Brad Keselowski. They're 3 wide.
Hamlin to the inside, roughs up Keselowski.
And look who takes advantage of that, Kyle Busch on the outside.
He sure did, and drops to the bottom on Blaney.
Mike, this is 15 qualifying laps if you're Chase Elliott. There goes Kyle Busch to the inside.
Kyle Busch this season has won nothing. What a nice piece of redemption this could be for driver 18, our champion.
Absolutely, Mike. And I don't think Chase Elliott wants to see that 18 car in this position. He's so good around this racetrack.
3 wide for a moment there. Harvick tried the bottom again, didn't quite work. And here's the 11 of Hamlin underneath Blaney to move up to 4th. Bowman gets a little impatient there with Logano, and it's Harvick to the outside.
And I thought I'd see a lot more bumping and banging right here in this final 15-lap stage. I know it's not over yet.
Harvick to the outside of teammate Boyer. 2 by 2 from there on back.
Kyle Busch found something on the high line through 3 and 4 that last time by. Made a big gain on Chase Elliott. See if he does it again. Yeah, look at him blast up to the top. Chase Elliott a little bit better corner that time, but look at how much the 18 of Kyle Busch gains down the straightaway into turn 1.
I can't believe you went all the way back to 1986 for that stat.
I couldn't believe it when I said it. I was like 96. No, it actually was 86.
You were what, 16?
Yeah,
thereabouts.
15, yeah, something like that.
Okay.
You're rubbing off on me, Mike. What can I say? You teach me so much when I'm in this booth.
Oh, come on. We're having fun, and that's the way it's supposed to be. Chase Elliott's having a lot of fun. At 15.83, he's one of the 2 fastest cars on the racetrack. Kevin Harvick is the other.
Yeah, Mike, Kevin Harvick, he's making some hay with those fresh tires, but I think it's just going to be too little too late, especially if he doesn't get a caution.
There he is behind Ryan Blaney in 6th.
He's a pretty smart driver there, Larry. He might create his own caution.
That could be one in that 12 car, right? Yeah, I think Ryan Blaney's finally paying the price for those older tires now.
What about Kyle Busch? He was making inroads on that lead, but his pace seems to have dropped just a bit.
Yeah, I think the balance looks like it's tightened up, and that's the problem when you blast up to the top. You really use up that right front tire, build up the air pressure, and causes that car to get tight. And I think that's what's happened to Kyle Busch. Man, these 15 laps go by fast. I'm sure it seems like forever for our leader, Chase Elliott.
I'm sure what seems like forever is that half a second for Kyle Busch that he trails Chase Elliott.
Seems like a mile, doesn't it? Oh, there goes Kevin Harvick by Denny Hamlin. Man, Harvick needs a caution.
The 2 winningest drivers of the season here at the All-Star break.
Kyle Busch made some gains right there, about a 10th faster than our leader Chase Elliott that lap.
White flag, 1 lap to go.
You know Kyle Busch is going to pull everything out of it he possibly can. Maybe bobbled a little bit there off of 2.
He cut it down by a 10th, but not enough.
Here we go, boys.
Chase Elliott gets his first.
Yes, sir. Super proud of you guys.
First All-Star win in his 5th start, and becomes the 25th different driver to win NASCAR's All-Star race. Jeff, you were right. The only times the All-Star race has not been at Charlotte Motor Speedway, an Elliott has won it. Chase's dad, Bill, in Atlanta, and now Chase at Bristol.
Well, he drove a phenomenal race, had a great race car prepared by Hendrick Motorsports. There goes his buddy. Comes his buddy Ryan Blaney to say congratulations.
And listen to the crowd. A nice crowd to greet him. 9th All-Star win for car owner Rick Hendrick, most all-time. 9 wins with 4 different drivers for Hendrick Motorsports. And the Elliots become the 2nd father-son combination to win the All-Star race, following after the Earnhardts. Great sound that is.
Man, that's so cool to have fans for this All-Star race. Wasn't his dad's nickname Million Dollar Bill?
After he won the Winston Million, it was.
Well, we got to come up with a nickname for Chase Elliott, because he's Bill's $1 million son right now.
$1,111,000 for Chase Elliott. Matt?
Mike, you can hear the cheers from the fans, and it's in the family DNA. $1 million. What's it mean to win this event this night at this track?
Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. What a better night to have fans back than tonight. I mean, y'all are awesome. There's nothing like Bristol. There's nothing like the lights here. There's nothing like racing here. Never won here. What a race to do it. Just really proud of our team tonight, and rebounding. We've had a really tough couple of weeks, and just felt like we had kind of gotten off base, and felt like I was struggling, and just tried to hit the reset button this week, and
came out and put on a great performance, great car. Just can't thank all our partners, everybody that makes this happen enough. And all those number 9 hats and t-shirts up in the stands. Love to see it.
What's it mean to you, though, to hear those fans and see them here tonight?
I couldn't hear you, but say that again?
I said, what's it mean to you to hear and see those fans here tonight for your performance?
There's no feeling like it, and nothing like it. This speaks for itself, and like I said, Bristol is an electric atmosphere that is unlike any other that we go to. So couldn't be more excited. We're going to celebrate this one for sure, and yeah, we'll take that $1 million back to Georgia, why don't we?
It's going to be a great deposit slip, Mike.
That it is, as Chase Elliott defeats Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick, Brad Keselowski, and Denny Hamlin.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our fans for your support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.